Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we'll check out Grimmjack and the Smoke Squad's take on Delicious and Dungeon in a nutshell. Now, I've seen this anime, which is weird for me because normally I treat abridged and review content like this as a recommendation for if I should even watch it in the first place. Is that a good idea? Yeah, actually, yeah, it is. You guys know the deal. Link below, video. Hit it up. Let's get started.
Long ago, in a tiny village, the ground opened, and a horrid little golem-style freak appeared. He claimed to be from the Golden Arches, a place of infinite prosperity and
Oh my god, are they literally doing a freaking McDonald's joke? Gollum saying, "Come to McDonald's, my precious." Oh, I don't... It fits the tone better than it should.
Ribs. However, one day, a total clown rose to power and doomed the once great establishment.
Did he have a purple friend?
I suppose. The man then said he left everything he owns in one piece and blew
Okay, you're just pulling out all the stops on this one.
away into dust. His words sent countless souls to his crack, including these losers.
Crack in the ground. Crack in the ground. Nothing else that would completely fit the tone of the story. No, nothing else. Oh.
Who are totally screwed.
Yeah.
Brother, look out!
Dead.
Now we gotta save my totally still alive sister.
Yeah, honestly, before they got the revival stuff, this really made no sense to me. I thought they were just insane. And then I found out, oh, no, it makes sense. Also, they're insane.
Cooked all my meals. If we don't get her out soon, I will starve. I'm a growing boy.
Greetings, greedy gourmands! 'Tis I, Grimmjack,
Yes.
the devourer of hors d'oeuvres, the master of mere morsels, and the conqueror of Shambhala.
Has he reviewed that yet? I mean, I actually like that movie better than the series. It just felt good. But more importantly, has he reviewed it? If he has, I missed that. I need to double check on that.
Today,
It's a
I
classic
want
at
to
this
share
point.
with you one of the greatest passions in life.
Food?
Food!
Called it!
For you see, I have now partaken
I just realized I ate 3 hours ago, so I'm not terrible off right now, but this is probably not the right movie, show, abridged, whatever the hell this is, to do without being completely full. Well, mistakes have been made before. I'll just do it again.
in the most nourishing anime of 2024, Dungeon Meshi, aka
Technically, Fury came close.
Delicious
There was
in
fun food in that.
Dungeon. It's got all the cooking, eating, and tumbly rumbling goodness of Food Wars, but without
I'm
any
not gonna be
tasteful
able to eat
foodity.
more food after
So you
this.
can watch it with your Mima. Just make sure Mima looks away at the tentacle scene. Her constitution is as delicate as the elves.
I'll be honest, that one isn't nearly as much as some, later ones.
Delicious in Dungeon
It involves a bird. That's all I'm going to say.
takes place in a magical realm full of dungeons, monsters that are as deadly as they are tasty, and adventurers that seek to slay and slash or eat them.
I hate to say this, but I'm thinking this either describes Australia or New Jersey. I'm not sure which one fits better.
One such party is Laios, Chilchuck, and Marcel, our main characters.
Marcel? Oh, I thought it was
They
Marcel.
just narrowly escaped certain
Maybe
death,
Marcel.
along with their
They
other
speak too
friends,
much.
because Laios' sister Fallen teleported them away from a red dragon.
Oh, I just got that joke. Ha! The sister has fallen. Oh, I hate myself for just realizing that now.
Just before he ate her. Great job, Fallen! Now the show can happen! Things start off as a pretty crappy day for our gang. They've lost all of their gear, Laios' sister is somewhere in the belly of a big lizard, and Samurai Jack and Dave the Barbarian decide they've had enough of these crappy work conditions, and
I mean, at least one of them was actually a good person. The other one, even with their humanizing section, I'm still thinking, wow, you're kind of an asshole.
hand in their 2-second notice to seek spin-off TV shows. The one small
God,
glimmer
did they
of
actually
hope
get
our intrepid
spin-offs?
heroes have is that
Yeah, they
dragons are
probably did.
notoriously slow at digesting their prey. So Laios may just have a chance to go back into the dungeon and save Fallen. However, they've got no funds, no resources, and no hope of survival. Until Laios comes up with a crazy idea. They'll live off the land, eating whatever or whoever they find in the dungeon. Let's stop at whoever, okay?
I mean, it gets even creepier later.
We'll do whatever, but not whoever.
Nope.
Laios. I
He
don't
would
like
do the
way you're
who.
looking like that. Laios, please stop.
I mean, this is a specific episode, but let's be completely honest. This is basically an accurate characterization to him anytime food about monsters is brought up. It's not even really a joke. He has no chill.
Laios, don't do this!
He gonna do it!
Okay,
He
gang,
gonna do it.
being that we're broke and armed to the teeth, we'll have to live every doomsday prepper's wet dream and live off the land. Of the dungeon. The dungeon land. Follow me. You heard me. We're gonna
Yeah,
eat
she
our
looks
way up to
scary
the
that
top of
way.
the food chain in this dungeon, all the way to the dragon that ate my sister. We'll see just how he likes being eaten. That
She
jerk.
didn't.
Are you sure there isn't any other way to do this? I'm willing to resort to some pretty drastic stuff.
I'm not sure how far little video is going to go, but Grimmjack, you really have fun dropping in those lines that are complete just teases right now, man. Marcel going, oh, I can do some drastic stuff. Yeah, that is definitely a word for it. Also, who is voicing everyone? Parody? Oh, cast. Sensi, Homa and Shore by Coffin. Laios by PM Seymour, Chilchuk and Guard, Marcel, and Queen by Kanade. Ooh. Wow, Grimmjack did a lot. And my toaster is moist at Elderly Priest and Kuro. Well, he did Kuro too. I don't even remember who Bahe is. I'll probably remember when I see it, or I'll forget because I don't remember names in general.
Like a desk job.
Don't be ridiculous.
Just think back on all the monsters we've faced so far. Didn't you want some
Like
of them
the dragon
inside
you
you?
lost to.
For eating, right? Please mean for eating.
Marcel,
Wait, what did he say?
some of them inside you?
For eating, right? Please mean for eating.
Marcel, I'm a man of my word. My word is my bond.
He didn't say no. This is one of the few times where definitely Ken and him wouldn't think that far. Because Ken and him definitely couldn't think that far. This version of him seems way more well-adjusted. I was going to make a joke, then as the words came out, I realized it's completely accurate. Yeah.
I killed this mushroom. Who wants it inside them?
You have to mean for eating, or I will fail, right?
I mean, it's not like it has a certain aesthetic that is...
Laios' big brain plan
representative.
is to just eat his enemies as if he was a blonde version of Kirby. Laios claims this method has been
I mean, if Kirby ate him, technically he would be a blonde Kirby. He might even appreciate that.
attempted by adventurers in the past, but the poor idiots, foolish or desperate enough to try, usually end up dying from food poisoning. Martial thinks this is dumb, but as you'll soon discover,
dumb until it
Martial
works.
thinks most things are dumb. So the trio returns to
mean-
the catacombs, murder.
Also, yeah, she thinks most things are dumb. Except for the really dumb things she does. Those are perfectly fine, and there's no issues that could ever come up with illegality that would lead to the death sentence.
Murdering a giant scorpion and an adorable walking mushroom to act as sustenance. Laios justifies these callous acts by claiming he loves monsters and wants to learn more about them by eating them. While these are not the words of a healthy man, it's
Actually, that's not a bad way to look at it. And a lot of preservation that hasn't died off, unfortunately, is people farming animals that would otherwise not have a place. Is that right or good? The morality's out on that one. I'm not going to answer that. But it has worked, except for the places where it hasn't. It has gone horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah. But the entire idea of learning about animals so you can eat them safely is actually founded in truth of, hey, Walter, go eat that. See if you die. Walter died. Let's not do it that way again.
about what I expect from a guy who just watched his sister get eaten. Once it's time to cook
that
these
part
goodies
was
up,
weird.
they're a little lost on ideas.
all off.
In fairness, if someone gave you a scorpion and a large mushroom and told you to make a meal, what would you do exactly?
I'd move out of Nevada. That wouldn't be a joke. I've seen this shit around there, man. No.
I'd probably just light everything on fire. At least that way the colossal scorpion body
Oh, that's from Kakuin's waifu corner. A waifu connoisseur. I need to catch up on that. Maybe I'll just take a day and stream all of them.
is gone. Before they can ruin the meal and poison themselves, a batshit crazy-looking homeless dwarf hits the scene
Yep.
and starts dishing out his
Obsessed with
culinary
nutrition.
advice like a batshit crazy-looking homeless Gordon Ramsay. Or, a regular Bobby Flay.
I don't know nearly enough about Bobby Flay. I was going to say a regular Gordon Ramsay because if you've seen his grilled cheese cooking video, it looks great until you realize that is not grilled cheese at that point. Also, I wanted to add onions and he didn't. I'm still disappointed in him for that.
You there! I see you're trying to cook a scorpion hot pot, but if
Holy Holy shit! Did they get the actual English voice actor for him or something? I have no idea who his English voice actor is, so I can't, what? Coffin Jockey did Sensi. Coffin Jockey, did you voice Sensi in Delicious in Dungeon? I have absolutely no idea, and I can't say it's not the case. But goddamn, does it sound accurate.
If you cook it like that, it'll make you vom.
That it did, sir.
What you gotta do is one of these, one of those, a little of this, a little of that, and then you gotta cut off the mushroom's feet. Now get away from these grippers.
Oh boy, feet!
I hate everything about what he said. Sniffing like a dog.
Risk. Can I put him in my mouth now?
Oh, I insist.
We're entrusting our lives to these men.
Maybe you are. I'm bailing the second things look rough.
Can you be my new
didn't
sister?
Sure, I've been called weirder.
This paladin of Paladine
God.
is Sensi, a master of monster
Paladin?
cooking, a
Oh,
man who
she's a
probably smells like
cooker?
post-Malone looks,
Yeah, whatever.
and the first guy you want to call if you want.
What the hell was that?
A man who probably smells like post-Malone looks.
Huh. Is he a Sons of Anarchy fan? No. Stone Cold fan. I'll be honest, I've only ever seen him on actually Shuffle Up and Play playing Magic against the Professor and sometimes a few other people. I've never seen him with the little pigtails, though. That's weird. The rest of it just is par for course for singers at this point. I think he's a singer. Actor? I don't actually know. Again, I only know him from Magic.
And the first guy you want to call if you want to live off the land.
It does look good
Good
when
job,
they cut it, though.
Sensi.
Why does it
Now
look like
the
that?
show can
He's basically Land
really
Lobster.
happen. Sensi sets about combining the made-up monster parts with some made-up weeds strewn about the dungeon. Explaining his process with such detail, you can almost assume it's based on actual fact. As it turns out, the meal is delicious. So
I actually always wondered about that. Does anyone happen to know what the author behind Delicious in Dungeon based all it off? Because some of it seems so close to reality, I just assumed they found an actual cookbook and just changed a few names around.
they're more than happy to welcome him to the party. What follows for the next
Not
few
starving
episodes
would
is
do
a
it.
narrative formula based on the same 3 acts. The party encounters a monster, the party defeats the monster, the party gobbles up the monster, Marciel will probably whine about something, and Sensi will have the dead eye
Wait, what was that last part? She'll whine about something where what?
up the monster, Marciel will
Wild food appears. Food is tenderized. Food offbrand.exe is downloaded. Marcel's still hungry.
probably whine about something.
For Fallon. Yeah, there's art for that, especially when a chicken is revealed. Let's just put it this way. Chicken strips, man. If you get the reference. Yes. It's weird. The more you think about it. Don't think about it.
And Sensi will have the dead-eye expression of a serial killer.
Yeah.
Predictable, but damn it, it works. And it works in no small part due to Studio Trigger's insane attention to detail.
Oh, yeah. Trigger did this.
Yeah. This is a Studio Trigger show. You might recognize the studio from their other works, like Kill la Kill, Promare, and
I still need to check out Promare and Edge Runners. I know they're good. Never got around to it.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Shows full of glorious, action-packed, and breathtaking fight visuals. All of that Sakuga has been packed into the food scenes here, though, so make sure not to...
I mean, okay, I'm assuming if we're not there yet, it will eventually happen. I'm not going to skip ahead to check it out, but the fight scenes are also pretty damn cool when they do happen. And Laios isn't starving and kind of ignores the fact, oh yeah, my sister's dying. Huh? That first episode was still weird.
watch this on an empty stomach. As they progress through the dungeon,
God damn you, Grimmjack. You just reminded me. I was able to repress that for 5 seconds. Literally only the 5 seconds. That image would have gotten me anyways. God, it looks so good.
the landscape around them changes. The first floor features your convenient darkened catacombs, and even has its own merchants to sell your wares and validate your parking. The second floor is riddled with overgrown plants and gnarled branches to be ventured across. Here, the team forages for berries from a ravenous plant, while using Marcel as bait. Once the salad course has been served, the party begins searching for the main course. A basilisk roams this land, sporting the head of a chicken and the rear end of a snake, making me wonder if its eggs are chickeny or snaky.
Would that count as surf and turf? Or turf and turf? What is snake considered anyways? I don't want to think about it too much.
Either way, I'm having them sunny side up. While
Yeah.
they rifle through the beast nest for eggs, Marcial comments that the eggs are long and squishy, confirming them to be like snake eggs. The mystery has been solved.
Wait, snake eggs
and
are like
my
that?
order has been
Oh.
changed to over easy. Before they can chow down, however, they overhear another party being pursued by the beast. It mercilessly pecks and kicks them, poisoning its victims with its deadly spurs. Yeah, I've never been kicked by a chicken before, but I bet it hurts.
They're
The
dicks.
Poland Dynamite never confirmed whether they have sharp talons or not, so I've always assumed the worst. That's why I
Judging
kick
you for
first and
even
ask
bringing
questions
that up.
later. If it's good enough for Link, it's good enough for me.
People think that this was an Easter egg put in there if you screwed around with the chickens too much. In reality, this is just chickens. They are essentially the cats of the bird world. They won't fuck with you until you fuck with them. Or they're mildly annoyed. Or it's a day that ends in Y. Any one of those could lead to them trying to reenact the movie Birds.
Laios and Sensi are able to slay the chicken snake, but the injured adventurer is fading fast. Sensi's got an antidote stashed away, luckily, but he insists that he'll only share it as a part of a fully prepared meal. Then insists on slow roasting the
Yep.
basilisk over a spit.
Shove.
So this guy just had to lay there slowly dying while Sensi calmly explained his cooking methods
Priorities.
like a dwarven psychopath.
Sure,
Kinda
I got
is.
an antidote for basilisk venom. I'll cook it into my meal for the day.
Every time I hear Coffin Jockey do this, it literally can't get through my head that this is not the same voice actor. Unless it is, in which case, nice. Congratulations, man.
You just give it to him now?
Nope.
No, because reasons. Anyway, you just hit him with one of these, this, a little of that, put a ribbon on her, make her look pretty for a big day, and then you slow roast her over a spit for 6 long hours.
Oh my god, they went individual
dying.
movement.
Well, I could cook it in 30 minutes, but then it'd have to be a suppository.
Take your time.
I'm with him on this one. Dying or chicken-sized suppository. There are lines I'm not willing to cross, and that is one of them. Ugh. I don't like thinking about that.
Fortunately, the meal is not only scrumdiddlyumptious, but life-saving. The eager adventurers depart with full bellies and a lesson in survival that will surely serve them well in trials yet to come.
They die right off
They
screen,
even
don't they?
say they want to be like our protagonist one day, which
Dead?
is a death
Crazy?
flag that will surely make Sensi's life-saving basilisk roast a waste of food. Deeper and deeper the
Yeah,
party proceeds
accurate.
into the recesses of the dungeon, consuming everything from mandrakes and giant bats to oil sprays used to fuel fire traps. And yet,
Yeah.
it's still not enough. Laios' greatest ambition is to finally overcome the one foe he most wants to devour: living armor. Not even Sensi thinks this is feasible, considering how they're made of metal and all, but Laios is unflappable in his belief.
I remember getting here, and it felt like such an ass pull for the outcome they decided to choose. I can't be the only one thinking that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of them where it's like, sure, that works. But this one is... It just felt weird.
Boy, oh boy, do I love iron in my diet. Let's go find some living armor and get our daily iron intake.
Let me get this straight. You want to ingest solid steel. Just take a bite
Take a flake.
out of plate mail.
Yep,
He would.
Perino. Now let's get to munching before the mail goes stale.
Laios, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's the dumbest thing you've heard yet.
Everyone in this room has become dumber having listened to what you just said. My brain is literally on the brink of shutting down from the sheer stupidity of the words you just spewed out. You are officially a greater mage than I, as you've cast a spell that whisked away any reason I had to live. I can't remember how many numbers are in a letter. Please, lie to my family about the reason for my demise, as this is too shameful.
God damn. I kind of just need a clip of this, give it to my wife, and you know what? Actually, never mind. She would love it and listen to it incessantly at like 1:30 in the morning, and I would never sleep again because she would just be laughing her ass off because this is kind of the funny thing she would enjoy a lot. Shit, that's also a good reason to do it. Grimmjack, do this, but don't tell me. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
In summation, Laios, I hate you.
So, you want
But
any
you love
Sensi?
her sister.
Yeah,
or
I'll
his
eat metal,
sister.
whatever.
When they come face to helmet with a living armor, he notices that it's protecting an egg sac and moving defensively, convincing him that it's made of something more than reanimated steel. When he's able to separate its helmet from its shoulder, he discovers a strange glop-like series of creatures residing in the rim, which is also a sentence I recently described to my dentist. By linking up in the joints of the armor, these creatures are able to mimic human-like movement. But otherwise, they're the same as any other monster.
Yeah, this is the part that I never got. It's like as soon as you knew they are not actually animated armor, they suddenly became weak and beatable. But prior to that, they were an unstoppable force that never even got touched. That's the part that made it feel weird. Even the dragon felt way more sensible than that.
And you know what that means, right? It's the second creature in this dungeon to attack the party while defending its young. The first one being the basilisk.
Yeah, they
but
do that a
more
lot. They eat a lot of
importantly,
kids.
we get to fucking eat it! Let's go! Laios also takes up the armor's sword, which comes with a free goopy boy residing in its hilt.
Even
He
the eyes.
chooses to hide this secret from his allies, like
Because
a
he's an
dog
idiot.
with something in its mouth.
Considering the general consensus in the actual anime is Laios is basically a humanoid dog. You know what you did, Grimmjack. You know what you did.
And Laios, what do you
Just a
have?
fandom.
What do you got in your mouth, boy? Bad boy! Bad boy! No! Get it out! Upon arrival to the
You made
third
me look
hub,
bad.
Sensi does some
Had to be said.
farming on the back of some golems, which yields a bumper crop of veggies. There's
Yeah.
too much of them to eat, so they elect to stop in at one of the resident merchants to seek trade. They're approached by this Smeagol-looking ass jerk, who takes
Yeah.
one look at their vegetables and demands they leave at once. Fuck your carrots, Sensi! Carrots are gross!
You can just say you don't want the vegetables. You don't have to make those noises about it.
Oh god, Grimmjack, you're doing a new character.
Get out of my dungeon bar! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Let go of me, you jerk! Let go of me and buy our stupid vegetables!
Yeah.
You want to buy our stupid vegetables, Mr. Orc?
Kill everyone here, especially the vegetable owners.
My
Uh-oh.
god.
Why is no one in this whole dungeon a vegetarian?
Marcel, please. I think we have bigger problems.
No sooner are the party booted
Actually,
from the
no, they
club
didn't.
when a mob of orcs burst in and start wrecking up the place.
Yep.
Apparently, the red dragon has muscled in on their home turf, so they're getting a little bit desperate and eager to murder everyone.
They are such a weird faction in this show because they are portrayed and live to being absolutely horribly ruthless. But then also there's like that, oh yeah, this is cute. There's such a weird dynamic of still being as monstrous as possible, but also being super empathizable. I kind of like it. It's just weird.
They're on friendly terms with Sensi, however, and just want to take all of his veggies. Normally, one might not be in the position to negotiate at this point. What with a horde of massive brutes saying they'll take your head or take your head of lettuce, but Sensi's domain is food, so negotiate
Oh
he
my
does.
God.
He somehow convinces the orcs that they can have their food or whatever, but Sensi and the others will cook it into a tasty meal in exchange for bringing the party along to their base camp. It seems a risky proposition, being taken hostage by these brigands, but Sensi
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that never happened again.
has a plan, you see. The orcs are carrying yeast and flour, which he can use to make bread. Yes, his plan is food. His domain is food.
Infinite.
He's a
I'm actually a little disappointed in you, Grimmjack. You had such an easy edit right here. It didn't have to say infinite void. You just had to say infinite food, or infinite sustenance, or infinite bread. It does kind of fit, though.
He's a little food gremlin.
Game?
While
What the
imprisoned, Marcial and one of the orcs
Oh,
get
yeah, they
into a
literally
heated
just
debate
have a
over the
pen.
morality of the various races. The orc tells his child that their kind were wiped out by humans and elves, while she argues that they were the aggressors. It's a complex topic based heavily in history, perspective, and politics. Naturally, Sensi is tuning out all this dumb
Yeah.
world building in favor of bread building.
And truly, this is why Senshi is the only sane person in the show, because he's just insane enough to get around all the stupid. Everything I said should be a joke, but it really isn't. It's weird.
Not a care in the world, just flour, yeast, and an oven. It's how a third of us
Ah,
got
shit,
through
that still looks
COVID.
good.
Ta-da! The bread.
Wait, you learned how to bake during COVID? I am so jealous. I learned that I am not allowed to use the oven still, or the refrigerator, or the microwave, or I'm just not allowed to cook. You screw up and make the smooth pasta chunky 3 times. You can't ever do it again. And also, I burned water, so that also happened.
we made is finally ready to eat.
Zelda
By
effect.
us, you mean? You get nothing. You smell horrible, and you're short.
What? Don't blame us for what's obviously 95% Sensi's fault.
Friendly fire, but okay.
I let you make that bread because obviously you wanted to perform free labor, but we eat it, and that's final!
Daddy, if they make
Oh my god.
Daddy?
They're making the kids stupid and cute.
if they bread. Ah, that's right. Easily manipulated child. Your selfless father clearly just wants us to wait so we can share a massive meal together, including the bread. Now look at my finger.
Don't listen, easily manipulated child. I mean, son. It's
No,
a
no, the
trick.
first one's
He
accurate.
also promised us a night's stay, safety in this part of the dungeon, and he won't kill us. Or else he'd be a liar. And everyone knows liars taste awful.
Daddy tastes bad?
And the person who becomes the most manipulative, at least here, is Sensi. By talking about how someone tastes bad.
No father wants his son to think he tastes bad. You win.
You know, there's lines I'm okay
How
with
we
not
got this far
crossing.
as a group eludes me.
Well, my
Yeah.
sister did die.
Okay, yeah, we're par for the course then.
Once it's
Yeah.
finished, the orc intends to take the whole loaf. But the party gaslights the orc's son into believing that they're saving it for a bigger banquet. Which sounds to me like a pretty underhanded tactic. But
So
it
like since
actually
she cook
works
more?
out, and they merrily have a feast together. So remember, boys and
Oh, that actually looks so good. I already ate. God, just you know, I shouldn't have done this after. I should not have done this when I wasn't hungry though. I thought I would be fine. I have no excuse. It just is hitting me, man. Ah.
girls, if you're ever in trouble, the best way to get out of a bad situation is by lying as much as possible.
So, we need to become lawyers? I guess it probably pays well.
Preferably to impressionable children.
Like I
It's
said,
around
lawyers.
this time we meet another party of adventurers hell-bent on toppling the angry Arcanist.
Oh yeah, this party. There's a lot of really fucked up people here, and he is. You know, in another show, he would be the big villain. The guy who specializes in killing people. Yeah.
They may not be the main characters, but they are obviously the superior party because they have a talking dog.
That is a good point.
Headed by the duplicitous cynic Cabu, they managed to reach the 3rd level themselves, slaying zombies and inspiring viewers with their teamwork and possession of a talking dog.
It's accurate.
Cabu, I think this is the furthest anyone's made it in the dungeon for a long time.
Right you are, Rin. Great work, team. The only thing slowing us down at this point is our lack of resources.
Well, then do I have some good news
Oh
for
yeah,
you?
the fakes.
We're rich! Woohoo!
Whoa.
Still wonder what the coins are made of.
That's my catchphrase.
They made the dog talk.
Incredible find, McBell! With this string of amazing luck, there's no telling what we could accomplish.
Like
The
dying.
party that slays the demon lord or whatever.
Hot dog!
Oh, dang.
But that
Looks
guy
like a
was
bunch of chumps bit it.
Yeah.
How awful. No one eat any of them!
Wait for it.
Dang it, that dog looked tasty. Laios, what are the odds of
He
us
would
being
say
able
that.
to smuggle the dog and put him in the smoker?
Really low. She's looking right at us.
Yeah, he would definitely do that. And also the part about that he doesn't like is that she's aware of it.
They even managed to discover a box full of treasure. It's got coins, jewels, and a beautiful necklace. I can only
Yeah.
imagine what kind of things will be purchased by the talking. Ah, shit, they're dead now.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I hate getting attached to characters only for them to die in the first season.
And then later, and then again. People keep undying and redying in this show. It's actually very Death Minor.
Someone took notes from Jujutsu Kaisen. I hate it here. Let me have my doggy dogs. When the main
better.
party happens upon their
He gets
corpses,
better.
Chilchuk reaches out for some of the loose coins, only for Laios' sword to begin rattling about in its sheath as if it just received a text. It turns out that Laios' vibrating danger sword was trying to warn him that these coins are actually the carnivorous currency known as treasure bugs. As their name suggests, They're bugs that disguise themselves as treasure, so they can surprise unsuspecting adventurers and give them the nibbles till they croak.
That still bugs me.
Marcio calmly panics and downs them with a stunning spell.
Admittedly, this isn't panicking. This is the correct choice. And despite any other problems that came from it, the correct option, because it was on the neck, man. It was on the neck.
Sensi starts separating them into two piles, tasty num-num edibles and other. They enjoy a feast of all-natural, delicious treasure bug snacks, and then throw the rest into a conveniently placed bottomless hole. Moments afterwards, Sensi reveals that those were gross, inedible pieces of actual treasure. And nobody wants that, do they? What are you gonna do with actual treasure? Your guys' faces don't look like you're happy. The financially devastated unfortunate souls continue to clear the floors of the dungeon. The list of monsters they face is a veritable bestiary of horror.
Oh yeah,
including
the
a large
ghosts.
and deceitful mimic, which they eat, and a band of wraiths, which Sensi wards off with a concoction of holy water made from sugar, salt, and alcohol.
And they eat
The
it.
contents of which they then eat. The issue here is that
Ghost
on this
ice
entire
cream.
floor, they've only been snacking the whole time, eating sorbet or bugs, like Timon and Pumbaa.
What?
And with all of these appetizers,
Sorbet or
they're
bugs?
beginning to get desperate for a main course. Fortunately, our merry band of masticators passed through an empty
Masticators, it means chewing. I mean, depending on the fan art, that might be a very different type of chewing if you hopefully don't know what I mean, because that gets really dark really fast. But also, yeah.
dining hall, and a painting comes to life. It attempts to suck Laios inside of it, but they
This was
manage
so
to make
weird
sure
section.
he's still in the picture. Though the devious decorations attempt was thwarted, the fact that it depicted a woman holding some tasty-looking grapes gives Laios an idea. Can you safely enter one of the paintings? Can you eat grapes made of ink? Can a Constitution saving throw save you from lead poisoning?
Slightly. If it's high enough.
Ooh, the ground tastes the same here as in the dungeon. It breaks my nose just as easily. Ugh.
You there! That armor and sword! I've never seen anything
Is that
like 'em
accent?
before, I haven't!
Oh no.
It's like someone's trying to do a Cockney accent, but they're doing it in the most wrong way possible. Or, as most people know it, making fun of the British.
She knows that I entered this painting world to steal all her delicious foods. I've always wanted to eat paint, and she knows.
You're the most suspicious person I've ever seen!
Yeah.
Suspicious enough to be a guard I trust with my life! Hold this plate of delicious food and come with me!
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
Our newborn son has all the features to convince me you never cheated on me, wife.
Never say never.
When you grow up, you're gonna have more responsibility than you can imagine, and never have fun even once.
Sounds about right.
Soon, food, you will be mine.
Hurry up, what? You're starting to make me think you might not be a guard after all! And then I'd have
Why would
to
you think
kill
that? Who else would have
ya,
an
I would.
armor and a sword?
I've decided. Your name shall be Dingle.
That's it. I'm out of here. Baby
Accurate.
Dingle was exactly the line, and this paint across it.
That's the signal! Pull!
Same old floor.
A rope tied around his waist, Laios dives into a painting displaying a feast and lands smack dab in front of a servant. She mistakes him for someone competent and tells him to help
I
bring
mean, it
out
happens
more
every
food
now and
for the
again.
king and his new baby. The tasty spoils are there for the taking. But then the king announces that he's naming the baby Delgal. And that just kills the vibe entirely.
Admittedly, I don't get why it killed the vibe in canon. I'm sure it happened, but I think I was tired when I watched that episode. Dingle is way more... Okay, that's weird. Although Delgal does sound really evil. I don't know why. Just the name sounds like it should be evil. Like a villain in Martian's successor in Adesco or something, but I don't know why I think that.
Do you really want little baby Delgal to watch you as you eat? Delgal sees you, Laios.
He knows what
Delgal
you've
knows
done.
your sins. One of those sins being that you're
That's
trying
where he
to
put his
literally
face.
steal food out of his tiny baby mouth.
Yes.
Laios gives a signal to pull out and contemplates an alternate painting. Something, lighter, jazzier, like this
party.
painting here, with a fun outdoor banquet.
To
It's even
steal
got a
food.
naked dancing man dancing around, and hey,
Oh, yeah, that was a
nothing
thing.
makes me hungrier than nude men.
What the
Who
fuck are
wrote this?
those?
Don't Don't take this out of context, please. When Laios enters, he discovers he is in attendance of Delgul's wedding celebration.
Is that the
Needless
same
to say,
nurse?
this painting is in a different time frame, where the prince is a young man, not just a married baby named Delgul.
Honestly, for the longest time, I didn't realize that was a different person. I thought it just, oh, the grandpa's here now. No, this time passed. I didn't realize it for quite a bit.
Before Laios can dig in, the king shouts in agony and collapses on the ground. It seems someone poisoned his wine. Once again, that's quite a mood killer. Our guy shamelessly scoops up an armful of snacks as if he's at the Golden Corral and signals to leave. Alas,
people do that?
the food didn't exit with him, so he understands now that he must eat his meal while inside the painting, preferably not while someone is dying nearby. Because
Death
what is this?
just a giant
Denny's?
buzzkill.
Laios is
What the hell, Grimmjack? Why would you find a picture of the cleanest Denny's out there? Also, considering that thing on the wall looks more like a Long John Silver's.
Laios' final attempt sees him at the table of a dining hall, where Delgul is being crowned as the new king. He makes a solemn prayer for the prosperity of his kingdom, oblivious to the one asshole just stuffing his face without a care in the world.
Yeah.
Dig ceiling portals and paintings every time.
Oh, baby jackpot, I am eating well tonight. Ceremonial coronation yodel activate!
I just had to wear these for this part. The coughing makes it better.
Oh, snap! New king just dropped! Speech!
Yes. Thank you for coming to my father's funeral.
I'd like to retract my previous chanting. Everyone, sorry.
I mean, it's a good
Now
time for
let
it.
us feast to honor
Way ahead of you!
my father.
They didn't even edit his face on this one. He
died
just
for
looked
this,
that
didn't
derpy.
he?
Yo, this funeral have seconds? Alrighty then. I got a full belly and a heart full of dreams. Assuming no trauma besets me in the next 5 seconds, I think I can finally save my sister.
You. I know you. You've been following around the royal family for decades.
You probably killed the king! I'll avenge it!
I mean, he would eat him if he was a monster.
Was there a barbecue in there or something?
Just
Smells
Laios.
smoky.
You're not going in.
Let me live!
Laios has finally had himself a good meal.
And-
But as he makes his way out, an elf approaches him with the dead-eyed fury of someone who works in IT. It seems that this elf has noticed a
Yeah,
random
sounds about
armored
right.
outsider who keeps popping up at crucial moments of Delgul's life, always remaining the same.
That's the part I never got, and I'm not sure because I haven't finished the show yet if it mattered or not. Did he actually just time travel with those paintings? Because, granted, he is the Mad Mage, so for all I know, he just decided to stop in himself and forgot it wasn't the past.
Same age, no less, and it's pretty damn suspicious. The elf
It's
is
like he's
about to unalive
insane
Laios with
and
fire
mad even.
magic, but the party yoinks him out just in time. That sure was a close call. And worse still, the food still can't be removed from the painting, so Laios' stomach is empty once more.
Yeah.
Nice work, pal. Great use of your party's time. Maybe skip this part of the story when you're telling everyone about how you saved your sister.
Honestly, there's a lot worse parts coming that you should probably skip, and this is the one that is the least damning.
You save your sister. Meanwhile, Cabu's party are awakened from their nearly mortal slumber by a rather shady-looking group of characters.
Who will never in any way, shape, or form become monsters.
Were the bugs our main party
I know what I said.
ate, and that those same bugs paralyzed the crap out of Cabu's party. You see, in this wacky dungeon, if you should happen to shuffle off your mortal coil, your soul clings to your body, as though death itself is forbidden in the dark and terrible depths. Only basic healing magic is required to restore those people to life, should they pass. But lucky for Cabu, his party was just having a nap. They noticed that all their stuff is missing, and instead of suspecting bugs disguised as treasure, or I don't know, these
Shady
clearly
assholes?
evil-coded people standing before them.
What, these upstanding citizens? No, I'm sure that will never come up in a way that somehow manages to prove Cabu is still more evil than anyone else in the entire show.
They decide that whoever found them previously must have swiped their stuff.
Well,
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Or the slightly less dead.
Just revived you because you were dead and not just paralyzed. I'm so good at lying.
Thanks for saving us, obvious thief guy.
Hey, all my stuff's gone! So's mine.
Seems all our stuff is missing, strange thief man. Do you know anything about where it might be?
Nope.
Do I look like I know anything about anything?
Gotta say you don't.
I found a strand of hair around my wrist to ward off ghosts. Talking dog. Use your talking dog sense of smell to find the person whose hair this is.
Wait, if you have someone who can track things in your party, why don't you have them track down your lost stuff so you can find the real thieves? They're probably still close by.
Or you just do that first blood.
Great idea!
By the way, I'm a kobold, not a talking dog.
Is there a difference? I mean, it's the original kobold, which was more dog related, but seriously, they were just talking dogs. Am I missing something? I mean, unless you're talking about the more not dragon version of a kobold that wants to be a dragon, D&D, or the dog version that is also D&D. Yeah.
I bark because it's a furry thing.
Oh god, that makes it worse.
With a quick sniff of the surroundings, good boy Talking Dog is able to work out that it was a party with a human, an elf, a halfling, and a dwarf.
Oh my god, The halfling is Ed, and the dwarf is Eisen, who admittedly would probably trivialize the entirety of this entire show. In its entirety, even.
Also, Talking Dog susses out that these ne'er-do-wells even had the audacity to eat a delicious meal in the same spot Cabu's party were sleeping. Look, we all know that the protagonists didn't steal anything. They just ate some tasty bugs.
Although, technically, they did steal the treasure and then immediately throw it away. Because there was treasure there, and they're just as mad about it as everyone else.
But regardless, what they did was in poor taste. So for that indignity, Cabu's party will have their just desserts. At last,
okay, no, that one was bad.
At the 4th floor of the dungeon. This biome is an underground lake with water too treacherous to cross by boat. Marcel suggests that they should use magic to walk over the waves, while Sensi suggests that she should just shut the fungi up. He just hates magic that much. Yeah. Or is that averse to bathing that he refuses to risk proximity to water?
Okay, gang. We're getting now, don't worry about it. We gotta get past this flooded part of the dungeon, but using a boat is too dangerous. Luckily for all of you, I just so happen to have magic.
I love this. Just like the little cough at the end, the super excited nature. It kind of does fit Marcel's character really well. Because she is very much that overly enthused about magic. I can't speak today. Magic. There we go. It's just such a cutesy voice, considering normally her entire characterization is either this or, God damn it, Laios, why are you doing this? Admittedly, that is one of the two very accurate responses to anything Laios does. The other one is, oh God, Marcel, why did you do this? But we haven't got to that part yet.
No. Seriously, dude, you're a grown, very short man.
Alrighty then.
Debatable.
Okay, Marcel. While I'm holding it down, use your magic on him.
Laios, you traitor! I always knew you'd betray me, but I thought it'd be in a unrelated way.
You're saying there's no other way to proceed than by smacking Sensi in the face? Somebody pinch me, I must be dreaming.
Because all the talk.
I don't think it worked.
Dwarf.
Give me another whack at him.
No, wait.
That ought to do it.
You mages always throw magic around so carelessly. You ever wonder why the big bad guy's called the Mad Mage?
I didn't realize watching the show how prophetic this entire scene was. I'm actually more surprised Grimmjack hasn't made a kind of random, ominous, but unusual foreshadowing moment of it. Because in hindsight, oh God, Sensi is right. Not in this specific moment, I can't speak to a specific moment. There we go. But overall, also what he said about the Mad Mage thing, obviously, yeah, but
nobody ever calls the bad guy the angry cook. Chefs ain't never hurt nobody.
Now.
I mean, there was a guy called the Butcher.
Sensi, I think we can all move on and get in water.
And he sinks because beard.
I guess the spell actually didn't work. Maybe if I just keep hitting him.
Stop. Enough! It's time we try it my way and use the power of food to get us across this body of water.
Oh. Yeah, this is one of the scenes that really was creepy to me because I was like, oh, they're friends. They're eating it. Yeah. I guess this counts as foreshadowing too.
What?
All I have to do is put this imitation crab meat in the water. It's imitation crab because it's a mimic. I'm very funny.
Ha.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I felt left
It
out.
actually got him.
Okay, enough prop comedy. Time to summon my best friend using her native mating call.
It sounds like he's dying.
He might be. Let him cook.
Oh, God. You actually chose the line for her. Let him cook. Sensi! Let Sensi cook! I get the joke, but also the character choice makes it funnier.
This is my best friend.
Is that an incredibly edible kelpy?
Why, yes it is. How did you know her?
Did you really name your pet after itself?
I've been feeding this gal for years, and she's let me cross the lake every time. Our bond of friendship is incredibly strong, and I suspect it'll make her taste all the better when I suddenly and inevitably betray her.
You know, I've heard about this with cows and other socially acceptable things to eat.
So take that, Marcel.
Yeah. Oh, God, he's right. That is exactly how it is. Some people get really attached to their food. That makes it creepier. I mean, to be fair, my diet is mostly pasta as it is, so I really have... Actually, no, that actually is exactly against the point. Who would have thought if you had a diet of chips, beer, pasta, and cheese, you would accidentally become a vegetarian? Oh, shit, did I actually just accidentally become a vegetarian? Cheese pizza with mushrooms and onions. Pasta. More pasta. More pasta. You know, maybe I just have too much pasta in my diet. That might be the case. Thinking way more about food than I thought I would in this episode. And considering what it's about, that is actually surprising.
Food beats magic every time, and I'm never gonna eat my words, no matter how delicious they are.
Sensi introduces his ever-faithful steed, Anne, who I guess in the skit he named Kelpy? Despite the notorious reputation of these water ponies, she's friendly enough to allow Sensi to ride on her back. And off they go! And in they go! Right into the drink. You bring a fork with you into the underground lake to eat your words, Sensi?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out the water horses, which are infamous for drowning you when you least expect it, will in fact try to drown you when you least expect it.
Never would have guessed.
Anne's playing the long game, I see. Sensi tries to reason with Anne, but she learned too much from Mr. Eat Anything That Looks Funny at You and is intent on eating him. His only hope now is that he tastes terrible, which, considering he's 80% unwashed hair, he's got a pretty good odds of. It's only a last-minute save from the ever-hungry Laios that they're able to kill Anne before it's too late.
Yeah, in hindsight, yeah, this is definitely an episode that I thought was just creepy and depressing, and then realized later it's kind of foreshadowing. Hey, remember that person who we really love and no one would ever hurt? Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened in the second video that they're going to make. Apparently, because of the time I'm looking at right here, this is... yeah.
Sensi is distraught by his sudden but inevitable betrayal. But not too distraught to start preparing his next meal. Marcel asks for some of the kelpy's fat, which marks her first ever monster part ask. Look at you go, girl. Surely the fandom will like you now.
They don't?
Never mind. While they do some prep work...
Wait, seriously? They don't like her? Honestly, I thought her faces were so funny. I loved her character right off the bat. Because she's basically the one normal person getting tortured. Until later where it proves, oh yeah, no, she fits in this party perfectly. Chilchuck is the normal one. Did not expect that. What did I just do? Okay, apparently I pressed that button.
Laios and Chilchuck encounter Cabu's party, who are ready to take their revenge. Or...
They're not good at this.
Not? They're kind of just floating their dead. It's not exactly an intimidating sight. That whole biome is probably gonna stink of wet dog fur for weeks.
Oh,
the two end
jeez.
up fighting some merfolk and wind up having an absolutely bone-chilling discussion on what is and isn't intelligent enough to eat. Mostly because it's Laios' weekly attempt to justify near cannibalism. Yeah, I know they're trying to kill a dragon and whatever.
Are we sure it's the near part? I'm just saying. If someone said, well, adventurers get better if you heal them, maybe we should use their meat. I'm pretty sure he would go for it. I don't think there's a near about it.
But maybe Laios is the monster
Maybe
that you
Automata.
really need to be watching out for. you
Yes.
know? Before he has himself a chilled chuck roast in a slow cooker. Elsewhere,
Oh.
Marcio has rendered the kelpy fat into soap in an apparent effort to cheer up Sensi. This allows our earthy Epicurean to take what might be his very first bath ever.
Maybe he was born with it. Maybe it's Marcio. It's definitely Marcio. This man needs work.
I'm a spokesman. Pay me.
He's all beard. Would that count as an armor bonus?
It worked! All the times you tried to scratch my eyes out were worth it!
Now we can keep moving.
Marcel, you taught me something today. Friends are okay to use for personal benefit. Sometimes, it's even okay to turn once living things into soap.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Sensi, no.
Then I've learned nothing. Hey, do you guys think I'm the first bearded man to walk on water?
Now that he looks...
Oh, God, that's the joke you went for. I'm sorry, there's a lot of things I was expecting. The Maybelline joke, okay, yeah, they ran into that one. The freaking Jesus joke. You got me with that one. You got me.
Fabulous and doesn't stink of old meat, he is no longer magic resistant, which allows them to cross the lake and almost certainly approach magic-based danger, which Sensi will now be vulnerable to. Sailor Stubby, it was nice knowing you. But with the dreaded water level cleared, what will our intrepid heroes find deeper in the recesses of the dungeon?
Level.
To find out, you'll have to wait for dessert, because the main course of this video is over. I hope you enjoyed this mouth-watering look at Delicious
Yeah,
and
I knew
Dungeon.
they would, but...
This series is a fun and wholesome ride about forging new friendships, discovering new and tasty things, and obsessing over your current hyperfixations with your friends.
That last one is actually, in complete and utter honesty, the best way to describe it. Forging new friendships. You sure about that one? I mean, they made a few friendships, but also, there's a few people they probably should not have forged friendships with, and a few more who are absolutely insane. I'm looking at you, Cabu. Out of all the things that happen in this show, you still are the one that freaked me out the most.
Now, the only thing I want explained to me is what kind of sorcery is allowing them to preserve all their leftovers for several days. I leave my beef tenderloin out for like 1 hour, and the whole house smells like a slimy cow.
Really? No, I've left it out for like an entire day before. I never even noticed. But my sense of smell is horrible because I'm literally low-key allergic to everything, so that would probably do it. Huh. Allergies for the win, unironically. Nice.
You mean to tell me Sensi can just lug around carcasses for 3 days, and it's still perfectly edible?
Magic?
Yeah, who's the spellcaster now, you bearded hypocrite? Anyway, I look forward to more dungeon shenanigans.
Actually, no, wait. With all the spells about things not needing to stay dead because they could be easily healed, I wonder if things just don't rot in the dungeon. Unironically, that would actually make sense.
And Delicious dives into the heart of Delicious and Dungeon with you, my scrumptious viewer. This series was voted on by you guys to be our next project. So we here at the Grimmjack team hope you liked it. If you want to see more like it, help this video get to 10,000 likes. And if we get enough love, we'll dive even deeper into the show. Maybe even deep enough to find Laios' sister. Bon appetit and see ya next time. Grimmjack out.
So normally I wait till the end of the video to tell people to go hit up the video below. There's a link to it. Hit that like button, subscribe to them. Make sure Grimmjack and the Schmuck Squad know you want another video. I normally say that at the end. I wait. I'm not this time because you need to go do that because I want the second half of this, man. I need to go finish the show because it's awesome and I should have done it already. But just go do it. This is freaking cool and I want the rest of it because it's one of the few times where I can say, I get this reference. And I'm enjoying being able to say that for once. Also because I saw the Grimmjack take on Fear, and I was like, I should get on that. And I have. I still haven't finished it because I'm spreading it out. And hoping that my spreading out doesn't take longer than them making the second part of that, which they also need to do. Yeah. There's a lot of things they need to do, and I don't seem to have enough time to do them all. Weird. More importantly, though, just go do that. This was great. I love this. I love being able to see what's going on. And actually, oh yeah, in hindsight, there was a lot of foreshadowing. Yeah. I didn't even like that episode because I thought it was kind of on the nose. I didn't realize it was also completely and utterly on the nose. I was not even aware of that. It's funny in a, oh God, they literally told us kind of way. I'm not going to explain that. If you know, you know. And if you don't, I'm sure someone in the comments will say it. Or they'll be a dick and completely make something up for all the people who don't actually know what's going on. And that actually would be kind of funny to me. I might even pin it. More importantly, if you guys haven't, again, there is a link to the video. Go subscribe. Go leave a like. Get this video to 10,000 because I really want the next one. Damn it. Either way, I'll see you guys in the next one. And seriously, if anyone knows if Coffee and Jockey actually did do Sensi in the actual dub, let me know because god damn, he sounded so much like him. It's kind of freaky. Yeah. Either way, see you guys in the next one. Adios.